Each year, Congress crafts legislation that makes changes to the policies of the United States defense agencies and provides guidelines for military funding for the next fiscal year, known as the National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA. Tuesday night, the House passed the final version of the NDAA after passing the Senate last week, and it includes many great wins for Oklahoma. When the NDAA was in the markup stage, I advocated for several amendments with Oklahoma's 5th District in mind, and nearly all were included in the final version. I'm pleased that one of the amendments will directly assist our military personnel. This provision will protect service members and their families from being charged out-of-pocket costs for needed ADA upgrades to accommodate a disabled family member in their military base housing unit. Service members should not face financial hardship in obtaining on-base accommodations for a disabled family member, and this will ensure that ADA upgrades in base housing will be at no additional cost. Another important amendment was included in the final version that addresses the deeply concerning Taliban release of thousands of prisoners, including al-Qaeda operatives, during the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. This will require the Department of Defense to report to Congress on the security impacts of releasing potential terrorists and assess the possible impact to our homeland. And finally, I'm glad that an amendment was authored and adopted to reallocate $25 million of now unused Afghan Security Forces funds and transfer those dollars to the Army National Guard Operations Support Fund to enable units to take a greater role in assisting U.S. Customs and Border Protection with border security operations. The lack of control at the southern border is a critical national security vulnerability that cannot be overlooked. And frankly, it is exacerbated by the deteriorating security situation in Afghanistan and elsewhere. With this amendment, we are taking action to improve the overall safety and security of our country. It is also incredibly important to note a couple of provisions that did not make it into the final version of the NDAA. I led a fight to strip out a red flag provision that was included in the original House NDAA version. This provision would have expanded the authority of military courts to limit access to firearms to service members on an ex parte basis, meaning the individual may not be afforded the ability to even defend themselves in court. This was not only a big concern of mine, but also of my constituents, which is why I led the effort with the support of 162 of my colleagues to ensure this was withdrawn. Additionally, the amendment to require women to join the draft was also removed from the final version. I am proud to represent many service members in the 5th District, which is why I worked closely with constituents to make sure their priorities were met. The annual NDAA bill is vitally important for our continuous support of our military and ensuring a safe and secure nation. I am pleased to have contributed these amendments that address pressing issues that not only affect our country, but that directly impact the people of District 5.